I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, moving on from the pledge, we're going to approve the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the current agenda?
Motion.
I have a motion made. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries and the agenda is approved. Next, we have 3 sets of minutes to approve. I know those were sent to us this time, so we did look them over, or at least I did. Any issues with the meeting minutes from either of those meetings?
No.
Okay. Seeing none, can I get a motion to approve the minutes for March 31st, 2025, July 15th, 2025, and November 24th of 2025?
Motion.
I have a motion made to approve. Can I get a second? I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Okay, we have no old business. So going into new business, the first thing in there is to elect our 2026 officers for president, vice president, and secretary. I'd like to go ahead and open the floor for nominations of that. Do we have any nominations for president for this year?
I nominate you, Derek, to do a good job.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll accept that. Any other nominations? Okay. Seeing none, we will move into vice president. Do we have any nominations for vice president at this time? Okay, seeing none, I know we are out of board member right now that's not been appointed yet. Do we want to hold that off until the next meeting?
I'd say, yeah.
Can I get a motion to suspend the vice president nomination until our next meeting? I have a motion. Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that is suspended. Next, we have secretary. Can I get a nomination for secretary?
Matt?
Is there a
Hey,
second?
Warren.
Will you accept Matt?
Sure.
Is there a second for Matt?
Aye.
I have a motion and it's seconded for Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we have our 2 of our 3 spots that are currently slated. Can I get a motion to accept those that were nominated, seeing that they are the only ones for both president and secretary?
Motion.
I have a motion,
I'll second.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that carries. 6 schedule, which we have already talked about, but there was the addition, correct?
Okay, so if you obviously don't have the old schedule in front of you, but we had voted on the 4th Monday of the odd month, but the July schedule had shown July 28th, I believe, instead of July 27th. So everybody missed that. And since it was legally published, I just want to openly bring that up if you would be willing to vote for the proper date, and then I will republish that date. Just even though we said it's the 4th Monday, I still want to make sure that everything coordinates. So yeah, it did say, our original schedule did say Monday, July 28th, which July 28th was actually Tuesday, so.
So
just
it
for
should be
clarification.
July 27th, which is also
Monday, July
Monday.
27th is the 4th Monday of July.
Can I get a motion to accept the clerical change to our schedule, changing it from July 28th to July 27th?
Motion.
I have a motion, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that's going to carry. All right, next, our rules of procedure.
So I know in your last meeting, we did discuss the rules of procedure briefly. I had spoken with your attorney a little bit on it and verified, as you all know, Indiana code changes a bit here and there in some language. And also there are some things that each county in the state of Indiana allows the counties to have specific language in their rules of procedure to an extent. So I wanted you guys to look at it, review it. If there's anything that you felt has been a concern, the process of how previous meetings have run, things of that nature, review that. Like I said, the attorney has looked at it, is looking at it, is waiting for your response for it. However, I do feel like there are 2 sections that you probably should look at and vote on this evening to change. And first page, Article 1, 1.4, it's saying that the Board of Zoning Appeals will be in the Pulaski County Building Department, which is at 125 South Riverside Drive. And since that office has moved since then to 112 East Main Street, room 212, which is the courthouse. But then also on page 2, on the second page in 2.3, it's stating place of meeting for BZA meetings shall take place in the Pulaski County Highway Garage. So now again, I'm changing that address to Pulaski County Courthouse, 112 East Main Street. And I don't even know what this room number is, but the meeting room. And I could clarify that when I look outside the. So that is a priority right now that I feel should get changed to have correct addresses for the building department as well as where your meetings are held.
I'm just gonna say, I agree with you. We need to change those and probably in a hurry. I just want to make sure that we can change them all at one meeting without doing a first and second reading. Just because I know it's a change to our procedures.
I
mean, this is a simple one, but I
Sure.
still I don't like the idea of doing that ever.
Sure.
I mean, this one is an obvious one and I'm okay with it, but I want to make sure that we can.
Okay, does your board want to wait and have it advertised? And then
I think
wait for the other changes that could get brought up also?
I guess I just want to bring notice to the fact that I think that we do need to have our readings whenever we change our procedures. This one being such a clerical one, I think we can vote to just suspend our current order of procedures to not do the third reading and just do it now. But I just want to make sure in the future we're doing that.
Oh, right. No, because the other ones are
More
obviously
substance,
not exactly, not just a clerical situation.
I guess I just
Right.
wanted to voice my opposition to just doing things like that, other than I understand this one because it's literally just an address.
Agreed.
So is that the only thing that we think we need right now?
That's the only major thing.
So seeing that these are both just changing the location to actually what they are, can I get a motion to suspend our current rules of procedure to allow us to skip the first and second reading of this?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries then. So with that being said, can I now get a motion to update our rules of procedure to change the location of the building and zoning office to what it is currently now, as well as the place of our meetings to where it is currently being held?
Motion, we make that change.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that motion passes. So in the future, we've got that settled. Did you want to bring our attention to anything specifically that you think that needs to be changed?
There were a couple codes, Indiana code references that need to be reviewed and not by me, by the attorney to verify some language. But otherwise, I think some like hearing processes needs to be reviewed and updated also. Nothing else unless the attorney finds something or any of you might see something.
I think this is probably covered in just the hearing procedures. I know one thing that I don't care for is the way that the hearings are outlined. They're just very general. When we have different types of hearings, I would like a little bit more substance. Like our
Yes.
last hearing that we had was not just a variance, it was an actual appeal, and that's not something we're used to seeing.
Right.
And the procedure it took some navigating on my part to get through that,
Right.
just because it's not necessarily road mapped out. So I would like to see that be road mapped out in a way that makes sense for an appeal, not just for a variance hearing.
Right, and then along to piggyback off of that, so the ordinance does have some language in it in regards to appeals and BZA procedures, so the attorney is aware of that, and of course, that's a APC voting, that's something that may need to get adjusted also
And-
through APC when this all gets reviewed and tied together.
And this is just pure out of not really knowing what other types of ones we have. I think I've been on this board for 12 years now, and every time we've had any sort of hearing, besides the one, they've always just been variance changes. I didn't even really realize that we had the appeals like we did previously. Are there any other types of hearings that we need to include into this, that this board would be responsible for?
Well, you've got special exception
Right.
use and that variances, and those are in
That would be
administrative
included.
appeals, which is administrative appeal. We don't have a page number. So Article 4, administrative appeals. Article 5 is variances. Article 6, special exceptions. And then it goes into hearing
Okay.
procedure.
And I think for variances and like special exceptions, those do line up to be the same type or the same like procedure. So I think that's fine.
And also want the attorney to verify notice of hearing to make sure that's within the proper
Right.
realms also.
Do you guys have anything else? I feel like Okay. Seeing nothing else from the board, then I assume this is something that we'll receive previous to our
Before our
next
next meeting,
meeting.
yes.
And then, like I said, it'll take a couple meetings to get that.
Yeah, and then with that being said, since we do have our next regularly scheduled meeting would be March 30th, and you voted to move from March 23rd because of spring break in Pulaski County with the school systems. We may want to schedule something in February, so then we would have this on advertisement and the legal
Okay, great.
timeframe.
Will it be ready by then?
Well, he's been reviewing
Okay.
it, so.
I would say as soon
hope
as,
so.
as soon as we get an indication that it will be ready,
Then-
let's talk about a date and try to
Okay,
figure that out once we know for sure. I don't want to schedule something and then
it not be
us
ready.
be waiting, right? Because
Absolutely.
I also want to be able to review it before.
Right.
So, any other questions or any on this topic? Moving on, then we have no other business. Public comment. Is there anything from the public that would like to be stated? Okay. That concludes this meeting. Can I get a motion to adjourn? It is 6:14.
Motion.
I have a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries. We are adjourned.
Can you see these minutes? Absolutely. So here's that one that EPC had signed.
Summer if you don't want to chase.
Maybe enjoy it every once in a while. I told them they got behind on help. There's a lot of questions, so 80% of my run is